Right now, there are 5 things happening in your body that your doctor has probably never checked for. Not memory problems, not confusion, not the signs most people think of. These are the real early signs of Alzheimer's, and according to the Alzheimer's Association, they can begin up to 15 years before a single memory fades. By the time most people are diagnosed, the damage has been building for over a decade. And the most alarming sign on this list? It's something almost everyone over 40 experiences, and almost no one takes seriously. In 2024, the Alzheimer's Association confirmed something that changes everything we later thought we knew about this disease. Biomarker changes in the brain begin 15 to 20 years before the first symptom appears. That means the window to act isn't after diagnosis. It's now. I'm going to walk you through 5 clinically documented signs, validated by NIH research and peer-reviewed journals, that appear long before memory loss begins. These aren't vague warnings. These are specific, measurable signals your brain is sending right now. Sign number 5 on this list is the one that will shock you the most. Most people dismiss it completely. Neurologists are calling it the most overlooked early indicator in the entire field of Alzheimer's research. Stay with me through all 5, because understanding these signs could literally add years of clear thinking to your life. The first sign is not forgetting where you put your keys. It's losing the desire to find them. Apathy, a persistent loss of motivation, interest, and emotional engagement, is now recognized by the NIH-NIA as one of the earliest detectable signs of Alzheimer's pathology. Not sadness, not depression, something quieter and more insidious. You stop caring about hobbies you used to love. You cancel plans you would have looked forward to. Things that once excited you feel flat. Your family might chalk it up to stress, aging, or just personality. But a landmark 2024 NIH study found that apathy in adults over 40 is associated with early changes in the frontal lobe, the same region Alzheimer's attacks first. The critical difference between healthy disinterest and dangerous apathy is persistence. If this flatness has lasted more than 2 weeks and is getting worse over time, that matters. Here is a statistic that most doctors won't tell you. People who lose their sense of smell are 60% more likely to develop dementia within 10 years. 60%. That is not a minor correlation. That is a screaming alarm. In 2024, the Lancet Neurology published a landmark review confirming that anosmia, the partial or total loss of smell, is now a validated 10-year predictor of cognitive decline. Here's why. The olfactory nerve, the nerve that processes smell, passes directly through the entorhinal cortex. That's the first region of the brain to show Alzheimer's damage. Long before memory degrades, the smell pathway deteriorates. Think back over the past 2 or 3 years. Has food tasted less intense? Do you miss smells you used to notice immediately? This is not just a nuisance. In the context of prodromal Alzheimer's symptoms, it is one of the most reliable early warning signals science has ever identified. Earlier, I promised you the sign that will shock you most. I'm not ready to reveal it yet, but I can tell you this. It happens every single night, in millions of homes, and almost nobody connects it to Alzheimer's. First, let's talk about sleep. In 2025, JAMA Neurology published research showing that sleep disruption in your 50s is directly associated with amyloid plaque buildup, the hallmark protein of Alzheimer's disease, detectable via PET scan. When you sleep, your brain runs its own cleaning cycle. The glymphatic system flushes amyloid beta, the toxic protein that forms Alzheimer's plaques, out of your brain tissue. When you don't sleep deeply enough, that cleaning cycle fails. Night after night, amyloid accumulates. The warning sign is not just trouble falling asleep, it's the pattern. Waking at 3 a.m., fragmented, light sleep. Feeling unrefreshed, regardless of how many hours you spent in bed. If this has been your reality for years, your brain has been accumulating amyloid while you lie awake, staring at the ceiling. Before we go to sign 4, I want to ask you something. Of the 3 signs we've covered so far, apathy, smell loss, and sleep disruption, which one are you experiencing right now? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and your answer might help someone else watching this video recognize something they'd ever been ignoring. Here's a direct question. Has someone close to you, a spouse, a sibling, a grown child, told you that you seem different? More irritable, More anxious? Less like yourself? If the answer is yes, please take it seriously. JAMA Neurology 2024 found that personality changes, specifically increased anxiety, irritability, suspiciousness, or impulsivity, often precede memory complaints by 3 to 5 years. This happens because Alzheimer's pathology begins in the prefrontal cortex and amygdala, the regions that regulate emotion and personality, before it reaches the memory centers. You don't forget things first. You change first. This sign is almost always dismissed. Partners attribute it to stress, or menopause, or getting older. Doctors rarely connect shifting personality to early brain pathology. But when these changes emerge after age 45 and worsen steadily over months, without a clear external cause, they represent a clinically validated early marker of Alzheimer risk. This is the sign I promised you, the one almost no one takes seriously. Sign 5 is this: getting lost in familiar places, not forgetting where you put something. Navigating, the spatial system that lets you drive a familiar route, find your way through your own neighborhood, park in the same lot you've used for years. Lancet Neurology 2024 identified spatial navigation changes as among the earliest Alzheimer's indicators, appearing before memory loss in longitudinal studies. The hippocampus, your brain's navigation center and memory hub, is one of the first structures damaged by Alzheimer pathology. But here's what nobody is talking about. The GPS on your phone may be masking this symptom entirely. Researchers are now warning that heavy GPS reliance prevents the hippocampus from getting the exercise it needs to stay healthy. When you let technology navigate for you, your hippocampus atrophies from disuse, on top of whatever Alzheimer's pathology may already be silently developing. You may have been covering up this symptom for years without realizing it. So here is the one action I want you to take today. Not a list, just one. Schedule a cognitive baseline assessment with your doctor. Ask specifically for the MMSE, or MoCA, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. These are standard cognitive screening tools that take 15 minutes. Most doctors don't offer them at routine appointments. You have to ask. Only 16% of seniors receive cognitive screening at wellness visits, according to the Alzheimer's Association. Get your baseline now, while your brain is healthy, so that if anything shifts over the coming years, you have a documented starting point to compare against. This is the single most powerful thing you can do with what you learned in this video. Not because the results will scare you, because knowledge, measured and tracked, gives you control. And control is the opposite of fear. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making any health decisions. These signs are not a diagnosis. They are a conversation to have with someone who knows your full medical history. But please, don't wait. Don't dismiss. Don't tell yourself you're fine because you still remember your grandchildren's names. If this video helped you see something differently today, subscribe to Fogbreaker. I put out new brain health research every week. Real science. Plain language. No panic. Hit subscribe and bring someone you love along for the journey.